Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to Glitter Gel Pen.
I'm Jill.
And I'm Alyssa.
And today we're recapping everything that happened on the Eras tour.
Yeah, we wanted to have time to sit with the episodes and think about them and put our thoughts into it all because we really did receive a lot of information here. And we haven't actually talked about anything.
Yeah, because we knew we were going to do this.
Yeah,
so we kind of just don't talk about it.
We haven't discussed it. We haven't discussed it at all, so I'm excited to talk about it with you and I don't know, have different takes or different thoughts because
different things we even really noticed or thought about.
Yeah, you're the only person that I want to break it down with because not that I don't care about other people's opinions at all, but I just feel like
people are very surface level.
It's surface level.
To where it's, yeah, that was so, I love her. She is so cool.
But we go to the Swiftologist tour. We are in there.
Yeah.
So we are the biggest Taylor Swift fans, and we know the most about her.
We know more than you, okay?
Okay, so I kind of put my notes into episodes, but I know that you didn't.
Yeah, but I tried to, I knew what happened early on and what happened later, so I kind of went in order in that way, so I'll know what episode around about when we get there,
So I made notes on things that I'm kind of nitpicking and also notes about things that I like. So the number one thing was at the beginning of the docuseries, she's talking about, I'm going on tour and because we're obviously making a docuseries about the Eras tour, but she did completely avoid the Ticketmaster debacle that happened.
True, yeah. I didn't think about that. But also I wasn't thinking about that because of the fact, the documentary started so late in the tour. It started near the end. So maybe she wasn't even thinking about it anymore.
I wouldn't say that because there was a whole section of the beginning of the docuseries where she is talking about her tickets going on sale and is showing videos of fans acquiring tickets.
True, yeah.
No, they spun that completely.
Just like they spun her love with Travis, they fully brushed over that. She was like, yeah, I had 2 breakups, but it was we didn't see any rawness of inside the breakups, her being upset and having to go perform or anything.
And I think the only reason they talked about that was because she's now happy and in a new scenario. I think if she would still be alone, I don't know that they would have discussed that, but that's just opinion.
Yeah.
So, but one thing that she did mention in the first episode was she immediately got into discussing the attack or the potential terrorist attack in Vienna, which I thought it really shocked me.
Or was it Vienna yet, or was it the Southport one?
Well, she first brought it up
with the little girls.
Yeah, she first brought it up by mentioning Vienna, and then while she was being asked questions about Vienna, she started talking about an event that happened in. She referred to it as Liverpool. I'm not sure what the Southport.
Okay.
I don't know what the reference. It might be the same place, different region or something. I don't know. But I was kind of surprised that she did that. I was really surprised she mentioned the murder of the little girls because that was just something so completely outside of her camp that she had no control over.
Yeah. And that she met with those families
right before going on stage.
Yeah, that's what shook me was that she met with them right before going on stage. And I'm like, I genuinely don't know how you would go on and do a 3-hour show after that.
No.
I know I was kind of surprised that in my head I was like, why not wait till after the show? But I don't know. I know wanting to go ahead and do it.
But it's also if you do it at the end of the night, it's then you talk to them and you think about it all night. Whereas you go and you get your mind off of it by doing the concert and you feel completed with work and maybe it's not the first thing on her mind anymore.
Yeah. True. Either way, it was good that she met with them. I'm not criticizing that she met them before the show. I'm just saying it's crazy to think about having to go do that afterwards.
Yeah. I do think also with the end of the show thing, I think it's pretty clear that at the end of the concert, she has to leave immediately because she is getting out way before any of the fans are so that she doesn't get stuck in the middle of everyone. Because there were multiple scenes where it was the end of the show and her whatever that older man is that she always has around
Is he a bodyguard?
No, he's like in her management team somehow. He's been in every documentary she's ever made, but I think his name's Robert. I don't know. But the Swiftologist refers to him as Bing Crosby because in Miss Americana, whenever she wanted to come out as a Democrat, he was like, well, Bing Crosby's never done anything like this. Well, it's just the most, like, unrelated
Can we
comparison.
also just for a second, too, think about the fact that she needed to come out as a Democrat?
I know. It's, like, not a sexuality or whatever, but for sure. But Bing Crosby, that's what the sociologist calls it, so I'm just going to keep it going. So he would, like, she would be hugging somebody. He's like, okay, you got to go. As she's walking off stage.
Which also made me think of, I have down here, that I don't know how she says that she doesn't do drugs. I genuinely don't know how, after doing that every night, you would go home or go to your hotel and be able to come down and go to sleep.
I mean, she said she's up till 4 a.m. eating room service.
But then, like, you have to wake up early the next day to, like, practice and, like, to go through your mashups. And
that's what I want. That's what I wanted more info on, is I wanted to know, what does a day in your life look like the day after you've done a show? Because I don't think she is waking up super early. Like, it looks like even before all the concerts, like, she is driving into the stadium right before she gets into the cleaning cart. So she's sitting somewhere all day. And it's probably those dressing rooms that there were a lot of scenes of her, like, sitting in. But I'm like, is that outside of the stadium, or is it just so far that you're like...
I think that it's, like, behind... I think it's the locker rooms where, like, the football players get ready, you know, because she loves to compare her and Travis to be like...
They really do.
They're dressing rooms for me, but they're locker rooms for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're locker rooms. But I'm sure, like, having to go around, like, there's not really a discreet way to get around, maybe? I don't really know. I don't know nothing about football.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I do want to know, was she waking up early after having to come down and go to bed at 4 a.m.
And
or what?
when does she start glam? What time does all that? How long does it take to put the Eras Tour makeup on?
Yeah, and then, like, how long does it take to get together with your counterpart of who's, like, coming up that night, you know, like Sabrina or Ed or Gracie?
Yeah.
Like, how long does it take to coordinate all that, you know?
And I know this is stupid, but do you wash your hair every day?
She has to. She literally starts with it all sleek and then ends with it curly because she sweats so much.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I guess she does have to. I want to know more of the nitty gritty. Like, whenever you've got 3 shows back to back, I understand, like, you spend your morning working on your surprise songs a little bit, but that might take you an hour. Okay. Do you work out to maintain on your off days, or are you completely resting? Are you, like, I don't know. There's a lot I want more of what was that like back there?
Like, kind of the mundane, like, things that people might not want, but we wanted because we're weird.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, it was interesting to see her, like, working with everyone, but, like, I don't really care how you and Ed decided to come up with that.
Yeah.
At all.
Or if I do, I want, like, maybe 5 minutes of it.
Yeah.
You know? But speaking of, like, working out, I made a note about how, like, she started training for the show, like, before practice even started, like, what'd she say, a year before or something?
6 months, I think.
6 months. And so when that came out, I went to the gym and I was doing my cardio, my 30-minute cardio, and I was, like, dead by the end of it. And I was like, I can't imagine doing this for 2.5 more hours.
Yeah.
And, like, it really puts into perspective that she is so fit to be able to do that.
Yeah. And I find it funny to see a woman's bangs down in the gym. And, like, whenever they were filming her in the gym, like, she had her bangs down. And I'm just like, that's not real. That is just not. Have you ever seen somebody working out with bangs?
You know, now that I think of it, no.
I don't know.
If you work out with bangs, you're not real.
Yeah.
You're not a real person.
So she transitioned into showing what she has to focus on when she's stressed out with something so large like the terrorist attack. So I did like that it showed her, like, dealing with this really stressful, potential, like, scary thing happening. And it showed her, like, practicing for the surprise songs and hanging out with Ed Sheeran to cope with it, which I thought was kind of neat. Because I do feel like that's part of the mundane is like her sitting around having anxiety.
Yeah.
It's very relatable. So it's like, okay, cool. And then Travis calls her, which was like the first time we've seen them like on a call or associating in the docuseries. The one thing that they touched on, but I felt like, God, we needed more of that, was the set list building.
Yeah.
How did you decide to do this?
And like,
why?
we still don't know why Debut was not part of an era.
Yeah. She could have given a little statement in the doc that just said, we could save Debut for something else.
Yeah.
Anything.
Like, yeah, or given any kind of reasoning, because everybody's been wondering that since the set list dropped. And it's like, given all these theories and whatever, and now that she owns all of her masters, it's kind of like, okay, so then why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. In episode 2, it's bonus day. And she's giving everybody
Oh, God.
their bonuses.
Is this also, did she give that speech in this episode 2?
Which speech?
About, like, how we're all here and you are doing something that...
That was in episode 1.
Okay. Well, I really liked that speech.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good, and I thought it was true, because it's, you know, people who do the arts, it's like very slim that you make it like where you support yourself and your family and make a good living doing that. So it's like people who push past that and do it anyways, and like they finally get there, they should be proud of themselves. And I liked that she was like pointing that out for them, you know?
Yeah.
But yes, to the bonuses.
Yeah, so it's an alleged $750,000 from the research I've done for the dancers. I feel like they would get the most.
Yeah, like the dancers and the singers, because they're like part of the actual show with her. The others, I know the truck drivers and stuff got $100,000 because that was all over the place, which is really good. But I thought, obviously, not hating because she gives a lot of money to her employees, but I thought that it was just like weird, not in a bad way, but more just an awkward way that she stood there while they opened it
and read them.
in front of her.
My anxiety, my social anxiety would never allow me to be in the room whenever they open those envelopes. I can barely be around someone when they open a Christmas gift from me that
Same.
I spent $20
If
on.
I write a nice card and somebody opens it, I'm like, you can read it later.
Yeah, no, always. I always say that. Like, I can't imagine the social...
Maybe that says something about us.
Yeah, but the social strength in that woman to stand there in her sandals and like listen to them read and have so much emotional like reaction to what she gifted them, just while standing there knowing that she's like a billionaire, I just couldn't do it. But maybe she doesn't think about anything the way that we do because she never has to think about money as anything. So
yeah, like I said, it's not bad. Like obviously she's still giving these massive bonuses to her team, so it's not like I'm criticizing anything in that way, but just for me personally, it would be awkward. And then I also think it'd be awkward as the receiver.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I have to, well, I would be really excited because $750,000, but I'd be like, I have to like put on a show, like, because she's watching that like she just gave me this, you know?
I just can't. I don't know. The total number, they put it in the documentary, was $197 million in bonuses. And I feel like they were like, yeah, put that detail in there just so people know, like, she's not a greedy, like, money hungry. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's 20% of $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy when you think about it. But I would love to work for her.
Same. If you want, look, I'll take $750,000 bonus. You can watch me open it. You can sit with me while I read it. I'll write you a card back, and you can read it in front of me if you give me that bonus, Taylor.
So also in episode 2, we had Florence the Machine, and they showed like the whole process of adding Florida into the set list and doing choreo and everything. I'm a choreo girl. I feel like you are too, so I feel like you probably really like this too. I loved watching them put the choreo together for this.
Yeah, and I thought it was cool. I don't know why they don't do that for, well, I mean, I know it's a lot of work, as we saw, but like, why don't they do that for everybody, and why did they just choose Florence to have choreo? Probably because Florence is more of a...
She was like on the song with the album that just came out, I would think.
Yeah. Okay, because Taylor was like, it was like actually both of their song and not just like them doing a little mashup
and
thing.
they had just added like Tortured Poets to the set list. They're probably like celebrating that too.
Yeah.
It did crack me up though because there was like some part of the dance or choreo that you could tell Florence was like unsure of doing. in the moment because she's not like a choreo person. And whenever the big moment came for them to do the choreo, the camera like showed the worst shot of the performance like humanly possible. And I was like, dang, they must have missed their cue pretty bad because the shot was so bad. Like it's pointed at the stage, but you can't even make out Taylor Swift or Florence standing there. And we know y'all just built an entire scene around like this big moment that they were going to showcase, and they didn't show the performance of it. And I'm like, say that y'all missed the cue in another form of words.
Yeah, I do see that Florence is like kind of, I could see her being like awkward with choreo and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though she seemed down to do it, you know, but.
I loved that she was like, Taylor's my friend. But when I came up on that lift, I was like, oh my God, that's fucking Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so funny because I do feel like you would feel that way.
Yeah, because
like,
you know her like in person, and then it's like a stadium full of 80,000 people, and we're psycho, so we're like, wow! Yeah, like, friendship bracelets being thrown on the stage like bras and panties. You just whoa!
That's fucking Taylor Swift. I also like that this was where we started hearing stories of people that worked in the show, whether it was Amanda, Cam, we heard from Wiley, we heard from Jocelyn, like we heard from different people. Amos, like we heard from different people from her like band, singers, dancers, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, which I also wrote a note that I think the like family dynamic is cool, and like the fact that it was somebody in her band, like she got a guitar or something.
Amos, yeah.
Yeah, for his daughter. And I was like, how cool would that be for your dad to literally know Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Can you be honest? What did you think about that guitar that she made for his daughter?
It was supposed to look childish, okay?
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be some great, grand, like, old...
I know it was handmade and it was cute and I get it, but all I can think, and I know it's for a little girl and she's like a pop star, so maybe I just don't have the right perspective of this, but like, Taylor Swift it looked like it was a Speak Now. It was from the Speak Now era because of the photos of herself that she put on there. And Taylor Swift was like 22, 23 years old. And I'm like, I can't imagine sitting around and making that guitar.
At 22?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I was like, she's weird. Yeah, I mean, in the best way. Like, I think it was sweet. I'm sure the daughter freaking loves that guitar. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, I want to know what the daughter thinks now. Because she's got to be like 18.
Well, I mean, she's probably, yeah, Taylor Swift made me that guitar. It's probably not like a, oh my God, look, this is my most prized possession. Look at this. Because, like, she's used to it because her dad knows Taylor. Like, yeah. You know, she's probably met Taylor hundreds of times at this point.
Yeah.
So she's probably like, yeah, my dad's boss, Taylor, made me this guitar. It's cute. You know?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I want to be like that nonchalant about Taylor Swift.
So yeah, going into episode 3, there was like a montage of her like performing at sporting events and parking lots. Mm-hmm. And just all these little girl opening her guitar on Christmas. I loved the montage of her like being little, and then her mom is, you never imagined that your child's dreams could become this.
Yeah.
Boom. And then it like showed the stadium. Mm-hmm. I was like, that is so sick.
Is this the episode where Taylor was doing the mashup of Hits Different and whatever else she was doing? I don't remember what it was. But, and Andrea...
You're talking about her mom being like, oh, that's y'all's story.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's episode 4.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that actually cracked me up. In episode 3, though, this was where we got to see the wardrobe stuff, like where it was like behind the scenes of her like trying
for
on
the Rep bodysuit.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy too? Like, what was the purpose of the random new Rep bodysuit? That
just to have a replacement. To make people excited, I guess.
I know, but she's crazy. She knew what she was doing. She knew that we had been theorizing that like a new bodysuit meant that Rep was coming.
She probably also knew that she was going to be able to get her master's back at some point, you know?
Yeah.
So she was like, just bring out the yellow or gold. Mm-hmm. I feel like green would have been better, but that's just my...
Yeah, and I thought it was, like, people were criticizing that, you know, she just didn't seem happy at first, like, with it, but, like, her boobs were at her abdomen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In it and whatever, and, like, if you're paying for it, you want them to get it right.
Yeah,
so,
no, for sure.
And they did, eventually. But I saw people like criticizing that, like acting like she was a diva, and it's like, well, I mean, she's paying for it, and like she is a diva, so.
And it's like she has to throw her body around on a stage. She's gonna want it to fit right.
And isn't it crazy? I didn't realize, maybe this is why they took so long to get another rep bodysuit. That fabric was like the last fabric that there was of it or something. I don't even understand.
Why not just use a different fabric?
Yeah.
It's like that's not an option.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other athletic fabrics that work fine. And obviously they figured something out because they made the gold one, but.
Yeah. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm obsessed with a documentary or a show or something that shows like the inside of like rich people's celebrity homes. Like I just love to see it. And the room where they were doing the try-on stuff with the wardrobe is allegedly a townhome that she bought next to her townhome in New York that her security guards and employees live in.
Huh.
And I'm like, God, working for Taylor Swift is a crazy experience because you just live with everybody you work with casually.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people who are big do that kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
It's weird to comprehend and think about, though. But I saw also a girl on TikTok, that place where Taylor was.
It used to be her house.
Yeah.
I saw it too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
that is so cool.
I know.
Yeah.
So, also in this episode, the part of like, whenever you say Eras Tour docuseries, like the stuff that I'm most excited and thinking about is like just seeing more of the inner workings behind the stage. And for this, they did show a lot of the quick change information, like, and showing her doing all the quick changes, which I thought was interesting. I'm surprised that she takes off an entire, like, she gets naked.
Yeah.
Which shocked me because I was like, you would think, not that she's like a Barbie doll that you can just like click on the new outfits, but I was imagining like she has this bodysuit underneath everything that stays consistent, and then like you just pop the other one over and it locks into it so that you don't have to worry about nip slips or anything, but she's like changing.
Yeah. Some of them are underneath. Like I know the like Karma outfit is like underneath of a, what comes before that? It was like a cloak she was wearing, or like
the anti-hero stuff,
or the dress.
Evermore.
Yeah, like the Folklore Evermore.
Is it under there? Something.
Yeah, because I've seen stuff where like if she moves and there's like a slit in the dress or something, like you can kind of see the garter. So for some that are smaller like that, I think that she does wear them underneath so that it's super easy. But for other ones, I mean, like still, how do you get into that enchanted dress?
I don't know.
So fast. How do you do that?
And doesn't it go from, it used to go from Enchanted to Reputation? That's a skinny leg. How?
I don't know because, dude, when I get out of the shower, I have to put my underwear on.
Unless the rep bodysuit is under Speak Now and she's just got it waist up, and then like she takes that ball gown off and puts the one arm in.
She could do that.
I don't understand.
Yeah. See, we needed more inner workings of the quick changes.
But on this episode of episode 3, there were backstage elements happening, like someone stepping out to move like sets off of the stage while she was out at the end performing something else, which I love seeing stuff like that because I'm like, at the concert, at no point did I ever one time notice an extra person like on the stage doing something. Like they did an amazing job like changing the sets as the show happened. And this might be the one, too, where it showed, like, the stage manager being like, go. Yeah, I want that job. Oh, that would be exhilarating to be like, okay, fire, go. Bad blood. Like, yeah. I love it.
Is this where we learn about Jocelyn?
Yeah, this was her episode, I think.
That was really interesting to me because I didn't know that
I didn't either.
And then also just the fact, like, how much that would take to leave that tour, have to get treatment and get better, and then you get better, and you know that, like, so many people that I've seen or heard talk about, like, cancer treatment, it wears you out. Like, the chemo and all of that stuff. And so for her to be able to just snap back and come back to the show is crazy.
I was, like, even, like, seeing her at the gym, like, really working out hard, I was like, that's insane. But I guess it's also whenever you have that dream opportunity, there is nothing that can keep you from it.
And knowing that this is the biggest thing that I'll ever do and I really want to be able to finish it out.
Yeah. It's cool that she got to just come back.
I think that was good. They like kept her job essentially.
In episode 4, this is where we get explanation of how her and Travis started dating. We get episode 4 was my favorite. Episode 3 and 4 really, but episode 4 was my favorite because
Andrea thought Hits Different was their love story.
Yeah, it was Hits Different and Welcome to New York. And she was like, this is really like y'all's story. And she was like, who are we talking about? And I love that. So they introduced Travis by saying that she's like finally doing something good for her, which is like a prop to Travis, but also like a slap in the face to Joe and Maddie, which I appreciated.
And her talking about how she doesn't feel with Travis that she has to balance personal life and her job. Like,
it just works.
Yeah. I think is good because that's also something that we been knew that like they can't handle that she is as successful as she is and that what she does takes up a lot of her time.
Yeah.
So Joe Alwyn never could handle it.
No. She also mentioned and confirmed that she went through 2 breakups on the Eras tour, which is... It's crazy that she said that. It really is.
Boys will break your heart, but the Eras tour never will.
That is a statement that will go on forever.
Yeah.
I love that. She said that her mom can't believe she doesn't have to convince her to be with someone who's good for her. And again, I mean, she was backhanding these men left and right.
I thought it was interesting that Andrea set them up essentially and was like, hey... There's this guy, and Taylor was like, said that her mom was basically like, yeah, maybe we need to try something different.
Yeah. And she also was saying that the men she dates haven't treated her like a person in the past. And I'm like, she was spilling. I'm just so shocked. I just wonder if she's like, I'm happy in a good relationship now. Like, I don't have anything to hide anymore.
Yeah.
Like, she finally feels safe enough to just be honest about everything because, like, she was so, like, afraid. I felt like with Joe, she was so afraid to say anything because she didn't want to say the wrong thing. And, like, I feel like Joe would, I don't know him or their relationship, but I feel like he would have just gotten mad.
Yeah.
Or,
like I just feel like that from not knowing him or her, like, or their relationship.
I feel like he was hard to deal with, like, in regards to, like, her balancing her life.
Yeah. It's like everybody says they met... and started dating when she wasn't doing these, like, big shows. And then she did Reputation, but he was there for most of that.
I don't know anything, but I'm like, if you just started the Eras tour and your boyfriend isn't at opening night, break up with him. Because what excuse does he have for not being there?
He didn't. They weren't together, I don't think. I think they were already broken up, honestly. Or on the verge. So I think that, he just was never going to be able to handle the difference from when they started dating to, like, when she blew up the way that she did.
If I was with someone for that long and I cared about them, even if we were broken up, I think I still would have went to the tour. Unless it was a really bad breakup. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would, even if we broke up a week before the tour started, I would show up probably.
Unless you broke up and it was like, we can't talk to each other right now because like it's going to, do whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, but anyways, her coming up with the mashups like the day of, I was... Honestly, it's like crazy to me because have you ever, when you try to just learn a song, like you learn the guitar or the piano part and the words and stuff, just to a straight song, not even a mashup, you like practice that for so long. So like a mashup, having to remember, especially because she doesn't do like half of one song, then the other half's another. She'll do like, we're going to the bridge of this, but then we're going to go into the verse 2 of this song.
But I feel like it's possible because she wrote it all.
Yeah.
Think about how much time. Think about the songs you've written and you recorded and did something with. Think about how many times you've played them. And she's always in practice.
Yeah.
It's like whenever we used to dance, like we could remember a choreo so quick. If I tried to now, absolutely not.
Yeah. I guess it's just thinking about having to remember that pattern of what we are doing.
Yeah, like, it would be hard. And also like adding in the element of a crowd. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to make eye contact with somebody that might make your mind go in a different direction.
Yeah. And, you know, when you get in front of a crowd, you start losing your breath.
Yeah, so. We sure do. So we also got Sabrina Carpenter in this episode. Can I just say I never put together the espresso and Is It Over Now being related, because she said, let's fast forward 200-300 take out coffees later. I just never thought about that.
Me neither. I didn't put that together either.
Until I saw this.
Until Sabrina was like, oh my God, I just put that together. I was like, what'd you put together? And then I got it.
That's so funny. Yeah, so moving on into episode 5 and 6. Not that there was nothing here. I think Wiley's story of doing Ready For It was cool because there were just no restrictions with anyone. He's got the hair, he's got the choreo, he's got the outfit. Let him do it. Who cares?
I do like that it was like not even, Taylor didn't even care at all. She didn't think anything about anything. She just was like, does he have a costume?
She gave him permission and went back to texting on camera.
Yeah, she was like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Like, it was not a deal at all to her.
No. And the episode 5 was also Marjorie, so they told the story of her grandmother. And Gracie Abrams was also present in this episode. I just know I know everything. Most of the information.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Alyssa knows everything.
Know everything. No, I'm just saying, as far as like Taylor's Swift information, there's not a lot that she could make a documentary about unless it was like a tell-all to where I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, I learned a lot more than I knew before.
I understand why this would be so intriguing to like the surface level fan. But with Marjorie, I was like, yeah, her grandmother was an opera singer. Like, unfortunately,
she's in the song. She does it on the stadium. We know.
Yeah.
I wrote, we know about Marjorie.
Which is true.
Yeah.
The fact that we were so in line with that. Yeah, so.
But I do love the story, and the song will make me cry. Like, in the stadium when I was there, I was bawling during Marjorie.
Yeah. So. Oh, yeah. It was quite the moment.
We then knew about Marjorie.
But it is cool to see. It was fun to see Andrea talk about it, and like in her own way, because that's like her mom, which is just crazy. And episode 6 is called Remember This Moment. Can I say, I love the docuseries. I love getting this information. I love looking at it. I love seeing more backstage stuff. The last episode was just I get they were trying to be like inspirational and just be the whole time like, no one's ever done anything like this before. We are the ones who did it. Remember this moment. Yeah, there just wasn't a lot other than that in this episode.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot that we were learning or talking about really, except, this is the lives we're about to go back to, and it's kind of like depressing, but we did something great.
I will say at this point in my life, I was having a really horrible day, the day that I watched the last 2 episodes, and that night I needed to hear Taylor Swift, of all people, say change is scary. And I was like, wow. It really is.
Wow. Taylor Swift says so. It must be true.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add?
Just that if I was on the Eras Tour, I would think that it was depressing to finish the Eras Tour.
It was depressing to go to the show one time.
Yeah.
And not see it again.
Can you imagine that being your life for the 2 years? And it's like the biggest thing you're ever going to do. Like, none of these people, I'm sorry, you're not going to work on something bigger than the Eras Tour. Like,
I don't even think Taylor Swift could do a tour
that was bigger than the Eras Tour.
Not that she couldn't do a tour where the tickets are just as in high demand and the stadiums and the crowds are just as large. She's not going to do a tour where she's doing all of the eras again. I just don't. Why would she do it? It would be like devaluing the beautiful thing that it was.
Mm-hmm. So therefore, during a tour, they typically have a little section where they'll do like greatest hits or something. Like she did it during Reputation, she'd start All Too Well and Shake It Off and that, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know that she can do that anymore because it'll be kind of seeming like the Eras Tour. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'd be depressed and now everything's over.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing us discuss our thoughts and opinions on the Eras Tour.
Let us know your thoughts, anything that we didn't talk about, or anything you want to add to our opinions and our thoughts on it, like, we'd love to hear it in the comments.
I think the cool thing about the docuseries is there were so many different stories told and things focused on that I feel like every kind of person could find something to relate to in a different story or whatever, like a different kind of like hardship to go through, like on this big stage. So, you know, I'm intrigued the most by like her relationships and like how she handles all that while being like the Taylor Swift that we all know. Whereas like everybody, like, just tell us what moment where you're like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, do that. Comment below. And if you're still here, we would love it if you would click the subscribe button. We're so close to our goal. So close. Okay.
So close for 6 months. Somebody help.
We're really like reaching there now. We're like, we can almost touch it. Okay.
Yeah.
We need you to help lengthen our arm.
Yes.
So
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the lovely bouquet.
We'll see you guys next week with a new episode.
See you.